Captain John Miller looked out the viewport of Earth Defense Station Alpha. The stars were bright against the darkness of space. It was his 5th year on the station, and most days were the same. He checked systems, filed reports, and watched Earth from above. Today was different. "Captain, we have an unidentified object entering our solar system," said Communications Officer Susan Baker. Her voice was steady, but her eyes showed concern. John walked quickly to her station. "Show me." The screen displayed a large object, moving toward Earth. It was unlike anything in their records. The object was smooth and silver, about the size of a small city, and it moved with purpose. "Have they made contact?" John asked. "No, sir. Nothing on any channels." John turned to his second-in-command, Lieutenant Frank Ward. "Alert Earth Defense Command. Tell them we have a possible first contact situation." Frank nodded and moved to the communications station. Within minutes, the entire station was on high alert. Scientists, military personnel, and diplomats from Earth were being awakened and briefed on the situation. Dr. Lisa Kelly arrived on the station 6 hours later. She was Earth's leading expert on theoretical alien biology and potential communication. Her dark hair was pulled back, and she carried a tablet filled with translation algorithms and first contact protocols. "Captain Miller," she said, extending her hand. "I wish we were meeting under different circumstances." John shook her hand. "Likewise, Doctor. The object is now in orbit around Earth. Still no communication." They walked together to the main observation deck. The alien ship was visible now without instruments. It gleamed in the sunlight, beautiful and frightening at the same time. "Has the military responded?" Lisa asked quietly. "They have ships standing by. The president wants to avoid any show of force, but they're ready if needed." Lisa nodded. "Good. Let's hope we don't need them." The next 12 hours were tense. Teams around the world worked to establish communication with the alien vessel. Lisa led the efforts from the station, sending mathematical sequences, simple images, and basic language structures on all possible frequencies. John watched her work, impressed by her focus. "Do you think they'll respond?" he asked during a brief break. "They traveled across space to get here," Lisa replied, sipping water from a plastic cup. "They want something. Communication seems logical." As if hearing her words, the main screen on the deck lit up. Strange symbols appeared, changing and shifting. "They're responding." Lisa moved quickly back to her station. "The computer is analyzing the patterns." Everyone on the deck fell silent. This was the moment humans had wondered about for centuries. Were they alone in the universe? Now they had their answer. The computer translated the message, "Greetings, Earth. We are the Galactic Council. We come in peace." John felt a weight lift from his shoulders. They wanted to talk, not fight. That was good. Very good. The next message followed. "We request permission to send a representative to your station." John looked at General Peter Wright, who had arrived from Earth just an hour earlier. The general nodded. "Tell them one representative may board," the general said. "We'll meet them in the main conference room." Lisa sent the message, and the response was immediate. A small craft detached from the large ship and moved toward the station. The alien that stepped through the airlock was tall and thin. Its skin was pale blue, and it had 4 arms. Its face was almost human-like, with 2 large dark eyes, a small nose, and a narrow mouth. It wore a simple silver suit that seemed to flow like water. "I am Ambassador Zorn of the Aclarian species," it said in perfect English. "I represent the Galactic Council, a union of 523 spacefaring civilizations." John stepped forward. "I'm Captain John Miller. Welcome to Earth Defense Station Alpha." The meeting moved to the conference room. Ambassador Zorn explained that the Galactic Council had observed Earth for centuries. They waited until humans developed sufficient technology before making contact. "Your species has progressed quickly," Zorn said. "Faster than most. This is both impressive and concerning." General Wright narrowed his eyes. "Concerning? In what way?" "Your technology has developed more rapidly than your diplomacy. You still fight among yourselves. This creates uncertainty about your readiness to join the galactic community." The general's face hardened. John could see this conversation was heading in a dangerous direction. Lisa spoke up. Ambassador, we are a young species by your standards. We're still learning, but we have made great progress toward peace. Zorn nodded. This is why we are here now. To help guide your entry into the larger community of worlds. The meeting continued for several hours. Zorn explained the structure of the Galactic Council, their laws, and what membership would mean for Earth. It seemed positive. Earth would gain access to new technologies, new resources, and protection from any hostile forces in the galaxy. Then Zorn's ship began to scan Earth. The scan was detected by Earth's defense systems. Alarms blared across the station. What's happening? John asked, looking at the readouts. The alien vessel is scanning our planet, Susan reported. The scan is penetrating our defense systems. General Wright stood up. Ambassador, order your ship to stop this scan immediately. Zorn looked confused. It is a standard biological and technological survey. We must understand your planet's ecosystem and development level. It's invasive, the general said. And it could be gathering military intelligence. Stop it now. I assure you it is not, Zorn began. But it was too late. On Earth, military commanders saw the scan as a possible first step toward attack. Without full authorization, a nervous general ordered a defensive strike. 5 missiles launched toward the alien vessel. Missiles launched from Earth, Susan shouted. John felt his heart sink. Ambassador, I apologize. There's been a mistake. We need to contact your ship. Zorn's eyes widened. You attack us during peaceful contact? The missiles never reached their target. The alien ship activated shields that easily deflected them. But the damage was done. Zorn stood. This meeting is over. The Galactic Council will be informed of Earth's hostility. Please, Lisa said. It was a misunderstanding. Let us explain. But Zorn was already moving toward the airlock. I will return to my vessel. The Council will decide Earth's status. Based on this response, I fear it will not be favorable. After Zorn left, the general received a direct call from the president. The unauthorized missile launch had created an interstellar incident. Earth's first contact with alien life had gone terribly wrong. Later, in the quiet of his office, John looked at his new orders. He and Dr. Kelly were assigned to a diplomatic team. Their mission: fix the disaster before it became worse. Can we fix this? Lisa asked, sitting across from him. John looked at Earth through his viewport. The beautiful blue planet seemed suddenly vulnerable. We have to, he said simply. The alien ship remained in orbit, silent and waiting. The Galactic Council would soon make a decision about Earth. John knew that whatever happened next would change human history forever. 6 months passed since the failed first contact. The alien ship had left Earth orbit, but not before sending a message. The Galactic Council would send an evaluation team to determine Earth's status. Everyone on Earth waited nervously for their return. Captain John Miller spent those months studying everything they knew about the Eclarian species and the Galactic Council. He worked closely with Dr. Lisa Kelly, preparing for the evaluation. They both knew Earth's future might depend on their efforts. They're here, Susan Baker announced one morning. A ship just entered our solar system. John looked at the screen. This ship was different from Ambassador Zorn's vessel. It was larger and had an unusual shape with multiple sections that looked like they could separate. Notify Earth Defense. Command, John said, and tell them no missiles this time. The message from the new ship was clear and direct. Galactic Council Evaluation Team requesting permission to dock with Earth Defense Station Alpha. Within hours, the evaluation team arrived. 7 different alien species walked through the airlock. Their leader was tall, with gray skin and 6 eyes arranged in a circle on his face. He wore a formal-looking uniform with symbols John didn't recognize. I am Grand Evaluator Thrax, the alien said. We are here to determine Earth's threat level to the galactic community. John stepped forward. I'm Captain John Miller. This is Dr. Lisa Kelly. We've been assigned to assist your evaluation. Thrax looked at them with all 6 eyes blinking in sequence. This is not about assistance, Captain. This is about determining if your species is too dangerous to join the galactic. Council, or perhaps too dangerous to leave unmonitored. Lisa spoke up. We understand the seriousness of this evaluation. We hope to show you that the missile incident was a misunderstanding, not a representation of humanity's nature. Thrax made a sound, like stones rubbing together. John realized it might be laughter. Dr. Kelly, we are not here because of missiles. Your weapons are primitive. We are here because your species has shown concerning patterns throughout your history. The missiles were merely the final evidence Ambassador Zorn needed. The evaluation began immediately. The team wanted to see Earth's environments, study human biology, and review Earth's history. John and Lisa accompanied them, answering questions and trying to present humanity in the best possible light. One member of the team, a short alien, with transparent skin showing its internal organs, was especially interested in Earth's different environments. You live here? It asked as they stood in the Arizona desert. Without protective suits? Some humans do, Lisa explained. We can adapt to many environments on our planet. The alien made notes on a device strapped to what John assumed was its arm. Most species can only survive in specific conditions similar to their home planet. Your adaptability is unusual. In Antarctica, another team member covered in thick fur seemed more comfortable than the humans. Cold, it said, but not extreme. You operate research bases here year-round? John nodded, trying not to shiver. Yes, humans live and work in all parts of our planet. Interesting, it replied. Most council species would require significant life support to survive here. The historical review was even more concerning to the evaluation team. They watched documentaries about World War II, the Cold War, and other conflicts with growing alarm. Your species consistently uses technology for warfare, Thrax noted during a briefing. Each technological advance is quickly adapted for military purposes. Not just for military purposes, Lisa argued. We use technology for medicine, communication, exploration. Yes, Thrax interrupted, but the pattern is clear. Your rate of technological advancement is unusually rapid, and it is often driven by conflict. This is a dangerous combination. The evaluation continued for weeks. The team collected data on human physiology, psychology, and society. They seemed especially disturbed by certain human activities. On the final day, Thrax requested to observe typical human leisure activities. John took them to a sports complex where they watched rock climbing, a football game, and skydiving demonstrations. When a human jumped from a plane and opened a parachute, Thrax's 6 eyes all widened at once. They do this for entertainment? He asked. Yes, John said. Some humans enjoy testing their limits and taking calculated risks. Thrax made notes. Most species avoid unnecessary risks. Your risk tolerance is abnormally high. Later that day, the evaluation team gathered in the station's conference room. Thrax stood at the head of the table, his gray skin looking almost blue under the lights. We have completed our evaluation, he announced. Earth is officially classified as a Class 5 death world. Lisa gasped. Death world? That sounds serious. It is, Thrax said. Only 5 other planets in the known galaxy have this designation. It means your world has produced a species with unusual capabilities and concerning tendencies. John leaned forward. What exactly makes us so dangerous in your eyes? Thrax activated a holographic display showing a list. 1. Humans can survive in environments that would kill most galactic species. Your tolerance for radiation, temperature extremes, and atmospheric variations is unprecedented. 2. Your species has a history of constant warfare, yet you continue to advance technologically. 3. Your physical endurance exceeds most known species. You pursue activities that most would consider suicidal. 4. You are omnivores who can digest substances toxic to many species. 5. Your risk assessment is flawed. You deliberately seek out dangerous situations. The room was silent. John didn't know if he should feel proud or worried. What does this classification mean for Earth? Lisa finally asked. The council must decide, Thrax said. Some will advocate for quarantine, others for monitoring. Some may suggest more permanent solutions. You mean destroy us? John asked. That is unlikely, Thrax said. But possible. Death World species are unpredictable. Some believe it is safer to eliminate potential threats before they become actual threats. After the evaluation team left, John and Lisa reported to Earth Defense Command. The mood was grim. So we're officially dangerous, General Wright said. And now we wait for their decision. There must be something we can do, Lisa said. We can't just wait to be quarantined or worse. John had been thinking about this since hearing Thrax's classification. What if we turned this around? Made our dangerous qualities an asset rather than a threat? How? The general asked. We propose a challenge, John said. A series of trials where humans compete against representatives from other worlds. If we prove we can control our dangerous nature and use it constructively, they might see us differently. Lisa nodded slowly. It could work. The council seems to value competition and tests. It fits their assessment framework. It's risky, the general warned. If we fail, we confirm their fears. If we do nothing, they've already decided we're dangerous, John replied. At least this way we have a chance to change their minds. The general thought for a moment, then nodded. I'll take it to the president. If he agrees, you two will lead this effort. As John looked out at Earth from the station viewport, he wondered if they were making the right choice. Challenging the Galactic Council was risky, but then again, humans were good at taking risks. Maybe, just maybe, what made Earth dangerous could also be what saved it. News of Earth's classification as a death world spread quickly across the galaxy. Many alien species were afraid. Some wanted nothing to do with humans. Others believed humans should be contained on their planet, never allowed to travel to the stars. Captain John Miller watched reports from the few alien news sources they could access. None of it was good. Earth was being described as a planet of dangerous creatures who enjoyed risk and had a history of violence. They make us sound like monsters, Lisa said as they reviewed the reports. Fear does that, John replied. We need to show them we're more than what they fear. 2 weeks after the evaluation team left, Earth received a message from the Galactic Council. They had accepted John's challenge proposal. There would be 5 trials to determine if humans could join the galactic community. The president called a global meeting to discuss this opportunity. Leaders from every nation gathered to select a team that would represent Earth. After much debate, 5 people were chosen. Captain John Miller would lead the team. Dr. Lisa Kelly would represent human scientific knowledge. Engineer Alan Peterson, a brilliant inventor from Sweden, would showcase human technology. Diplomat Sofia Martinez from Mexico would handle negotiations. Cultural attaché Greg Howard from Kenya would share Earth's diverse cultures. They had 1 month to prepare before a council ship would arrive to take them to the trial grounds. No pressure, Alan said during their first team meeting. But the future of our species depends on us. Sophia smiled. That's exactly the kind of pressure we don't need right now. Let's focus on what we know, John said. The trials will test 5 areas: physical endurance, technological innovation, cultural advancement, ethical reasoning, and peaceful cooperation. Those last 2 might be the hardest, Greg noted. Given our history, Lisa nodded. But they're also where we can surprise them. Humans have a capacity for compassion and cooperation that I don't think the Council fully understands. They trained hard for the next month. Physical conditioning, technical challenges, diplomatic simulations, and cultural exchanges filled their days. They studied everything they knew about the various alien species they might face. When the Council ship arrived, it was even larger than the evaluation vessel. The human team boarded with mixed emotions. Excitement, fear, determination. The journey took 12 days. They spent the time learning from the ship's database about the 22 other species that would participate in the trials. Most had been spacefaring for thousands of years. Humans were by far the newest species to the galactic stage. The Leo Trial grounds were on a large space station orbiting a neutral planet. When they arrived, John was amazed by the diversity of alien life. Some species looked almost human. Others were completely different. Floating gas clouds, crystalline, structures and beings made of what looked like living metal. Their quarters were comfortable but clearly designed for the safety of others, not humans. Strong force fields could be activated at a moment's notice. Guards watched them constantly. "They really are afraid of us," Greg whispered as they were escorted to the opening ceremony. The ceremony was held in a massive arena. Thousands of aliens from across the galaxy had come to witness the trials. The humans felt like animals in a zoo, with all eyes focused on them. Grand Council member Vex, a tall being with green scales and 4 arms, opened the proceedings. "Welcome to the Galactic Trials," Vex announced. "For thousands of years, these trials have tested species seeking membership in our community. Today we welcome 23 species, including humans from the death world Earth." A murmur spread through the crowd at the mention of humans. John stood tall, trying to project confidence. "The trials begin tomorrow," Vex continued. "May they reveal the true nature of all participants." That night, the human team finalized their strategy. "We don't need to win every trial," John explained. "We just need to show we're not the dangerous monsters they think we are." "Actually," Alan said, "I think we should embrace being dangerous." Everyone looked at him with surprise. "Not in a violent way," he clarified. "But our survival on a death world has given us strengths. We should use them." Lisa nodded slowly. "He's right. Our adaptability, our endurance, our problem-solving under pressure, these are advantages. And we can show how we channel these traits positively," Sophia added. The first trial began early the next day. It tested physical endurance on a course designed to push each species to their limits. The course changed based on each participant's biology. John represented humans for this trial. His course included high-gravity sections, extreme temperatures, and obstacles requiring strength and agility. To everyone's surprise, he finished 3rd out of 23. Only the rock-like Bullavax and the 4-legged Centauri finished faster. Many species couldn't complete the course at all. "Impressive performance," Grand Evaluator Thrax said afterward, "though perhaps we should expect such physical capabilities from a Death World species." "Thank you," John replied. "But physical endurance is only one aspect of humanity." The technology trial came next. Alan presented a device he had created that could purify water using minimal energy. It wasn't the most advanced technology compared to some species, but its simplicity and practical application earned humans a middle ranking. After 2 trials, humans were performing better than many had expected. Some aliens began to watch them with curiosity rather than fear. During the cultural advancement trial, Greg shared Earth's music, art, and literature. He focused on works that explored peace, cooperation, and the human capacity for growth. "Humans create art about what they aspire to be," he explained. "Our culture shows our desire to improve, to overcome our violent past." The judges seemed moved by this presentation. Humans ranked 7th in this trial. Between trials, the team tried to connect with other species. Some avoided them, but others were curious about the Death World inhabitants. A jellyfish-like being named Ulo approached Lisa one evening. "Your species adapts quickly," it said through a translation device. "We have to," Lisa replied. "Our world is constantly changing." "Perhaps that is why you advance so rapidly," Ulo suggested. "Change drives growth." These small connections gave the team hope. Not everyone feared humans. Some saw potential. As the 4th trial approached, John gathered his team. "We're doing well, but the ethical reasoning trial tomorrow will be crucial. This is where they'll judge our capacity for moral thought." "I've been studying their ethical frameworks," Sophia said. "They value harmony and stability above all. We need to show that humans understand this, even if our history doesn't always reflect it." "Our history shows our growth," Greg added. "We've learned from our mistakes." That night, as the team slept, alarms blared throughout the station. John woke immediately, years of training kicking in. "What's happening?" Lisa asked as they gathered in the common area of their quarters. A station security officer, a blue-skinned alien with 4 eyes, appeared at their door. The station is under attack, the officer explained. A group called the Purists has breached our defenses. They believe the galaxy should be purged of dangerous species. John understood immediately. They're here for us. The officer nodded. Yes, and for any who would welcome you into the galactic community. You must prepare for evacuation. But John had a different idea. We can help. Let us fight alongside you. The officer looked surprised. You would risk yourselves for a station of aliens who fear you? Yes, John said simply. That's exactly what we would do. In that moment, the true test of humanity had begun. One not planned by the Galactic Council, but perhaps more important than all their trials combined. The station shook as another explosion hit nearby. The blue-skinned security officer looked at John with all 4 eyes blinking rapidly. You want to help fight? The officer asked. This is not your battle. If the Purists are attacking because of us, then it is our battle, John insisted. We have combat training and we're good in a crisis. The officer hesitated, then nodded. Follow me to the security center. Bring only the team members with useful skills for this situation. John turned to his team. Lisa, your medical knowledge might be needed. Alan, your engineering skills could help with damaged systems. The rest of you stay here where it's safer. Greg and Sophia agreed to remain behind, though reluctantly. John, Lisa, and Alan followed the security officer through corridors filled with panicked aliens. Some moved away fearfully when they saw the humans. At the security center, Grand Evaluator Thrax was coordinating the defense. Humans, he said when he saw them. You should be in your quarters. They've offered to help, the blue-skinned officer explained. Thrax's 6 eyes narrowed. Help, or take advantage of the chaos? With respect, John said firmly, if we wanted to cause problems, an attack by anti-human extremists would be the perfect cover. Instead, we're here offering assistance. Thrax studied them for a moment. Very well. We have injured requiring medical attention in Section 4, and our environmental systems are failing in the East Quadrant. Lisa immediately volunteered for medical duty, while Alan offered to help with the environmental systems. And you, Captain Miller? Thrax asked. I'll go where the fighting is worst, John replied. That's where I can do the most good. Thrax handed him a simple energy weapon. This is set to stun only. The Purists are in the docking bay trying to reach the central core. John took the weapon. It felt strange in his hand, but the basic principles seemed similar to Earth weapons. I'm going with you, said a deep voice behind him. John turned to see a muscular alien with rock-like skin. It was the Bolivacs who had won the physical endurance trial. I am Korg, the rocky alien said. We fight together, human. John nodded. Together, they hurried to the docking bay, joined by several security officers. The bay was in chaos. Several ships had forced their way in, and Purist fighters in black armor were pushing toward the inner doors. They must not reach the core, an officer explained. It controls life support for the entire station. John assessed the situation quickly. The Purists were organized and well-armed, but they weren't expecting resistance from different directions. We need to split their attention, John told Korg and the officers. Half circle left, half circle right, I'll draw their fire from the center. Korg looked concerned. That puts you in the most danger. John smiled grimly. I'm from a death world, remember? We're good at surviving danger. The plan worked better than expected. As John moved forward, using shipping containers for cover and firing strategically, the Purists turned their attention toward him. This allowed Korg and the others to flank them. In the medical bay, Lisa was shocked by the variety of alien physiologies she needed to treat. She worked alongside a jellyfish-like doctor named Ulo, the same alien who had spoken with her earlier. One needs pressure on the fluid sacs, Ulo instructed, gesturing to a wounded alien. Lisa adapted quickly, using her knowledge of Earth medicine and following Ulo's guidance for alien-specific care. You learn fast for a species so isolated, Ulo commented as they stabilized a patient. Humans adapt, Lisa replied simply. It's how we survive. Meanwhile, Alan was deep in the station's maintenance tunnels with a team of engineers. The environmental systems were failing, and temperatures were dropping dangerously in parts of the station. The main conduit is damaged, a six-limbed engineer explained. We cannot reach it through the narrow passage. Alan studied the schematics. I think I can fit through there. The radiation levels are too high, another engineer warned. How long would I have before it becomes dangerous? Alan asked. Perhaps 3 minutes. Not enough time to make repairs. Alan thought for a moment. Humans have pretty good radiation tolerance compared to some species. I might have longer. Before they could stop him, Alan squeezed into the narrow passage. He found the damaged conduit and worked rapidly, rerouting power and sealing broken connections. His hands burned from the radiation, but he kept working until the system stabilized. When he crawled back out, the engineers looked at him with new respect. Back at the docking bay, the battle was intense. John had been grazed by an energy blast but kept fighting. Korg fought powerfully beside him, his rocky skin deflecting weapons fire. You fight well, human, Korg shouted over the noise. So do you, John replied. Together with the security forces, they pushed the Purists back toward their ships. But the leader of the Purists, a tall, pale alien with red eyes, activated a device that began to pulse with energy. Bomb! A security officer shouted. Without hesitation, John ran forward, snatched the device, and looked for somewhere to throw it. There was nowhere safe. Korg saw John's dilemma and opened a small hatch in the floor. Waste disposal chute leads to space. John dropped the device down the chute. Seconds later, they felt a distant rumble as it exploded safely away from the station. The battle ended soon after. The remaining Purists surrendered or retreated to their ships and fled. In the aftermath, the human team gathered in the medical bay. John had his injury treated, and Alan's hands were wrapped in healing bandages. You all took significant risks, Grand Evaluator Thrax said as he entered the medical bay. Dangerous risks. We did what was necessary, John replied. That is precisely my point, Thrax said. Your dangerous nature, your willingness to face risks that other species avoid, proved useful today. Lisa looked up from treating a patient. Being dangerous isn't always bad, then? Perhaps not, Thrax admitted. The Purists attacked because they feared dangerous species might disrupt the galactic order. Yet it was your dangerous qualities that helped save the station. News of the humans' actions spread quickly through the station. Species that had avoided them now approached with curiosity or gratitude. The crystalline being who had been judging the ethical reasoning trial came to their quarters that evening. The trial scheduled for tomorrow will be postponed, it announced in a melodic voice. However, I have observed enough to make an assessment of human ethical reasoning. From the attack? Sophia asked. Yes. When faced with danger, you chose to protect others rather than merely yourselves. This suggests your ethical framework includes care for those outside your species, despite having little connection to them. After the crystalline judge left, Greg turned to his teammates. I think we just passed a test we didn't know we were taking. The best kind, John said with a smile. Later that night, Grand Council member Vex called a meeting of all species participating in the trials. Today's attack was a violation of everything the Galactic Council stands for, Vex announced. The Purists believe that some species are too dangerous to join our community. They fear difference and change. Vex's eyes found the human team in the crowd. Today, representatives from Earth demonstrated that qualities which make a species dangerous can also make them valuable allies. Their actions have prompted the Council to reconsider the purpose and structure of these trials. John exchanged glances with his teammates. Something significant had changed. Earth's dangerous reputation remained, but perhaps that wasn't entirely a bad thing anymore. One standard galactic year passed since the attack on the trial station. Much had changed for Earth and its place in the galaxy. Captain John Miller stood on the observation deck of Earth's new orbital diplomatic station. The massive structure, had been built with help from several alien species, a symbol of Earth's new relationship with the galactic community. John watched as ships from a dozen different worlds docked at the station. Each brought diplomats, scientists, or traders, eager to learn about the Death World and its inhabitants. "Quite a view," said a familiar voice. John turned to see Dr. Lisa Kelly walking toward him. She had spent the past year leading a new scientific exchange program. Her work studying the unusual resilience of humans was helping other species adapt to harsher environments. "Hard to believe where we were a year ago," John replied. Lisa nodded. "Feared and nearly quarantined. Now we're hosting the first Death World Alliance Summit. After the trials and the Purist attack, the Galactic Council had debated for months about Earth's status. In the end, they created a new classification: Protected Dangerous World. This recognized both humanity's potential threat and its potential value. The official announcement had been broadcast across thousands of worlds. Earth is hereby recognized as the most dangerous planet in the galaxy, and for this reason, a most valuable ally. What had begun as a fearful designation had become a point of pride. 3 other species from Death Worlds were now in talks with Earth to form an alliance of planets with similar classifications. "Is Alan's presentation ready?" John asked. "Yes," Lisa said. "He's testing it now. The council representatives are very interested in his emergency response systems." Engineer Alan Peterson had taken the lessons learned from Earth's constant preparation for disasters and developed new protocols that were being implemented on worlds across the galaxy. His radiation burns from the station incident had healed, leaving only faint scars on his hands. "And the diplomatic team?" "Sophia is finalizing the trade agreements now. She says the terms are better than we hoped for." Diplomat Sophia Martinez had become Earth's voice in the Galactic Council. Her skill at building bridges between vastly different cultures had surprised even the most experienced alien negotiators. John checked the time. "We should head to the welcome ceremony. Greg wants us there early to review the cultural exchange portion." Cultural attaché Greg Howard had organized a presentation showcasing Earth's diverse cultures, focusing on humanity's ability to find strength in differences rather than conflict. As they walked through the station, aliens of various species moved aside respectfully. Some still showed fear, but more showed curiosity or even admiration. "They used to run from us," Lisa noted quietly. "Now they want to learn from us." "Being dangerous isn't always bad," John replied, echoing what Thrax had said a year ago. Tabia main conference hall was already filling with representatives from across the galaxy. In the front row sat Grand Council member Vex, Grand Evaluator Thrax, and several other high-ranking officials. To John's surprise, Korg the Bullavax stood near the Earth delegation's seats. The rocky alien had become one of humanity's strongest supporters in the galactic community. "Captain Miller," Korg rumbled happily. "Good to see you again." "You too, Korg. I didn't know you would be attending. I am the new Bullavax ambassador to Earth," Korg explained. "My people believe we have much to learn from humans." The ceremony began with Sophia welcoming everyone to Earth's orbital station. Her speech was brief but powerful, emphasizing cooperation rather than fear. "A year ago, Earth was classified as the most dangerous planet in the galaxy," she said. "Today, we embrace that title, not as a threat, but as a promise. Humans are dangerous when we need to be. Dangerous to threats, dangerous to challenges, dangerous to the impossible." Greg followed with the cultural presentation, showing how Earth's many cultures had learned to work together despite their differences. The aliens watched with interest as music, art, and traditions from around the world were displayed. Alan presented next, demonstrating new emergency response technologies developed on Earth and adapted for use by other species. His radiation-resistant materials were especially interesting to species with less natural tolerance. Lisa shared her research on human adaptability and how it might help other species face changing environments on their own worlds. Several alien scientists asked detailed questions, genuinely interested in her work. Throughout the presentations, John noticed Thrax watching carefully, all 6 eyes focused intently. When the formal portion of the ceremony ended, the evaluator approached him. "Captain Miller," Thrax said, "Earth has surprised us." "In a good way, I hope," John replied. "Indeed. When I first evaluated your planet, I saw only the danger. Now I see the potential." Thrax paused. "Though you are still dangerous." John smiled. "We try to use that danger for good. That is why the Council has approved your Deathworld Alliance proposal," Thrax said. "Species like yours have unique strengths. Together you may become valuable protectors of the galaxy." Later, at the reception, John found himself standing with his original team, Lisa, Alan, Sophia, and Greg. They watched as humans and aliens mingled, sharing food, stories, and ideas. "We did it," Greg said. "We changed how they see us." "Not completely," Sophia cautioned. "Some species still fear us. The purists are still out there. But we've made a good start." "What happens next?" Alan asked. John looked out at the gathering. "We keep going. We learn from them. They learn from us. We find our place in the galaxy." "As the most dangerous planet?" Lisa asked with a small smile. "As the most dangerous allies," John corrected. "Ready to face whatever threats come next." The following day, Earth's new status was made official. The Galactic Council recognized the Deathworld Alliance as a new political entity within the galactic community. Earth, along with the planets Crag, Voltar, and Nimbus, would function as protectors and emergency responders for nearby systems. Some humans wondered if their dangerous reputation would ever fully fade, but most, like John, came to see it as a strength rather than a burden. 6 months later, when a solar storm threatened a peaceful colony world with no natural defenses against radiation, it was Earth ships that arrived first to evacuate the population. Humans with their unusual radiation tolerance were able to work in conditions that would have quickly killed other species. As the evacuation ships departed the danger zone, a small alien child asked her parent, "Why aren't the humans sick like everyone else would be?" "Because they come from Earth," the parent explained, "the most dangerous planet in the galaxy." "Dangerous is scary," the child said. The parent looked at the human crew members working tirelessly to help the evacuees. "Sometimes dangerous is exactly what you need." On the bridge of the lead evacuation ship, Captain John Miller heard this exchange. He smiled to himself as he coordinated the rescue operation. Earth had found its place among the stars, not despite being dangerous but because of it. Humanity's crown as the most dangerous planet in the galaxy had become not a mark of shame, but a badge of honor. And the galaxy, John believed, was safer for it.